quiet, it won't be safe, and it won't be calm.
Run up and down lots of corridors!
That was the one!
He's turned off to the right, Brigadier.
Locking phasers on target.
They're locking phasers. Ray shields.
Fire!
But I tell you what it will be. I'll tell you what it will be. The trip of a lifetime.
Yes, indeed, Landon. Yes, indeed. Good evening, after that. Good evening. Good evening, after. Good morning. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Oh, somebody just sent me a message. Okay, fine. I'll look at it in a minute. No problem. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. I am Cream Cracker, ladies and gentlemen. Not because I got to bed too late last night. I got to bed like an hour later than I planned. Right? I was lit. My wife. Okay, last night I had a pretty darn good night. My wife was out. Me and my wife are kind of separated, but we're not. Like, we talk and we share a bedroom, we share a bed. You know, like, we were really, really, really on top of each other all the time, right? And I talked about this over last week, a couple of weeks. And since, like, decoupling, right, I've really found myself again, right? I found a connection to Judaism, to theology, and I'm writing again. So, anyway, but last night, normally when there's a social function, then me and my wife goes, that's rare, or my wife goes on her own. But last night, it was like my coming out party. Who were? It was a friend of mine, like, lives around the corner. He had an engagement party for his kid, who just got engaged, and so I went. Because my wife was out. She was visiting a niece of hers who's in Israel for a week or so. She's working for an Israeli startup. So I went on my own, and I felt bad because my wife would have freaking loved it. They had this open bar there, and like, Jews don't normally go for open bars, right? It's an unusual thing, and it turns out that it's another friend of mine's daughter's husband's family, brother maybe, who ran the bar. Freaking incredible, like freaking incredible. I had the guy whose part it was said, "Oh, you got to try a whiskey chocolate or a chocolate whiskey." I'm like, "What's that?" I'll give it a go. So this guy gets the bartender gets the cocktail shaker out, pours out a shot of whiskey, puts it in, then pours out another shot of whiskey, puts it in, pours out another shot of whiskey, puts it in. I'm like, they're going to be fishing me out the sewers by the end of tonight, right? Then he pours another shot of whiskey, puts it in, then another shot of whiskey, then another shot of whiskey, and puts it in. I was like, oy vey. I don't know if I can survive this. Does it? Oh, then they put some like this chocolatey flavoring, and I'm not sure. Does it all shaking? Pours it over ice, but it's 2 drinks. So thank God for that. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. I'm going to take it. Oh, no, sir, not ready yet. And they then he takes a cinnamon stick, right, and a blowtorch. He goes, burns the cinnamon stick, puts it on top. Then, not ready yet. He gets some chocolate and grates the chocolate over it. Hey, this thing was incredible. This thing was really, truly incredible. It was one of the best drinks I've ever had. I loved it. The food there was excellent as well. And yeah, I chatted with friends. I actually had a really, really, really good time, right? So like, then I came home. I was about to start writing, right, because I'm writing as well. I'll talk about that in a second. And the power was out. Boom! From the whole town, the power went out. So I'm like, and it was out for a long time, for like 40 minutes. Like, I'm sure the party kept going, right? But okay, the power came back on, and I was literally about to get up and go to bed, as one does. And my wife calls. She's on her way home, so we end up schmoozing for like, I don't know, a long time. Schmoozing is talking, right? For like an hour. So I got to bed like an hour later than I was planning. That's not why I'm cream crackered, ladies and gentlemen. I've been run off my bloody feet. I've had so much work on. which is good. You know, I like to, you know, I'm earning more. Everything is better in my life right now. I'm earning like more money, which is good, right? Which I like that a lot. I mean, not, you know, it's not like a lottery win, but or I found a, you know, I've forgotten about Bitcoin purse of like, you know, 100,000 Bitcoin. No, nothing like that. That would be very nice, by the way. No, nothing like that at all. But yeah, I am earning more money. But the annoying thing is, I haven't had a chance to write all this week, right? And I'm really kind of annoyed that I haven't. I want to today as well, but I was like working up until about gone 5, and then I get up. The evening services are like 5:35, so I go to synagogue early. I got a a studying. It's called Seder. How do you say it in England? English routine. Like I got a study routine, so I go for like 20 minutes before, stay later. I get home because there's so much bullshit to tell you. Fine, I end up staying a little bit longer. There's a thing you do when it's called Stai Targum V'Mikra, right? You read the Old Testament is serialized in Judaism, right? And the portion that week, right? It's a thing to read it twice in Hebrew and once with a translation. The translation people normally go for is called Onkelos, right? Which is this guy from, I think he's from Roman times, maybe. He he was a convert. His translation is one of the definitive ones, but I just read the English translation because I speak English. But anyway, today is called Parshas Aman, right? What's that? In this week's Bible portion, it's it's a pretty good one this week. Last week, the Jews just exited Egypt, so they're on the Exodus, right? And so this week we got the splitting of the Red Sea, and the splitting of the Red Sea, and then the Egyptians being killed in the Red Sea, and then afterwards there's the Song at the Sea, which is a weird spontaneous song that everybody sang. And after that, people start complaining there's no food, and that's when the manna happens, right? That's when the manna happens. So on the Tuesday of this week's Torah portion, of this week's Bible portion, it's a tradition to read the entire section about manna, which so that took me a bit longer because it's a segula. What's the English word for that? A significant omen, like an omen for income. Having a good income. So as I get back home, it's like 6:20, which is 4:20 of your time. I got a few things I need to potter around doing, and then I literally just made it downstairs now to start the stream. So I'm here in the nick of time. Anyway, I want to tell you how the writing's going. I'm working on this book called Space Oddity. And I'm going to be doing it as a book on tape, read by an AI David Bowie. Why David Bowie, you may ask? Well, the first chapter is called David Bowie, right? The first chapter is about the development of the first truly sentient AI, and like the years it took to develop it. And they essentially base it on David Bowie because there's lots of David Bowie data out there that they can build like a 3-dimensional model of his personality, right? So David Bowie gets created, and he's like this media darling. It was like there's David Bowie everything. People get David Bowie to like run nightclubs, things like that. Like he's an operating system essentially. So then years go by, and he the sheen comes off, and he falls out of fashion, and the story starts taking place. Was it a couple of 100 years after that, where he's what? I think I just heard my daughter scream. What was that? I don't know. The where he's like freeware, and it's being used to run this this mining station, right? So I didn't really know what the whole plot was going to be about. I wanted to just break into it, start it, and I knew I'd kind of work it out, which has happened, even though which is why I'm really psyched to start writing him. So it's about this guy who signs on to this this remote station, right? And it orbits through a different type of space every for like two months at a go. And so it's him, and there's and they use it for like mining starlight, right? So which is a power source. But they have to have a psychonaut, right, to be able to navigate in this place, which is essentially a junkie, right? So you don't really see much of the junkie. So it's basically the guy, David Bowie, and this junkie you see occasionally, and a couple of servo droids, and they're like completely cut off from the rest of the universe. So I was like, thinking, now what am I going to do with that? Now I wanted the ending to be right, well, the big not like the ending, but like the last real action thing will be they encounter Christopher Lee. So Christopher Lee is another AI that was developed, right? But it's absolutely crazy, right? It's complete, and it's like it transcends space and time and causes a reality warp, right? Because Christopher Lee was a crazy guy. Like, he was in a heavy metal band, he was a spy, he was an actor, a truly fascinating person, right? A truly fascinating person. But like his mind was too expansive, so it like breaks the bounds of reality. That's what I want. But like, what's the actual plot going to be? What's the story, right? And I finally came up with it, which would be it's autobiographical, because like I want to like record this whole process I'm going through with my wife, who may well end up being my ex-wife, but I really hope not. Right? I really hope not. It's been a very good growth process for me. Although I have found out, like I've done some like poking around and see what the divorcee dating scene is in the in my world, in the religious world. And I'm doing better than I thought. Apparently, I got a couple of prospects lined up already. I'm like, oh, well, okay then. Right, I still don't want to get divorced. So I'm gonna have like essentially the main character. He takes this assignment because his wife needs this separation, and his wife needs to work herself out, work out what she wants, right? And so it's going to be very much reflective of. I may be exaggerating, play of my my mental journey, right? But I think that'll make an interesting sci-fi book. So I'm about halfway through the second chapter. I'm itching to get to writing again, right? I am totally itching to get to writing again. But it's like finding time. It's a nightmare. Like this way, like tomorrow night, I won't have time either. Then Thursday I'm doing a stream. Maybe Friday I'll be a bit. Oh no, see, I got just too much work lined up. I'm like chock-a-block, mate. Right? I can't move. This is the life of a freelancer, right? If you're a freelancer, you don't turn down work normally, right? At least I don't. So, I'm like, well, you like money? Yeah, actually, I do. Right? I really, really kind of do like money a lot. I don't think it's a Jewish thing. I just think it's a thing. Anyway, so yeah, that I'm gonna start publishing on my Substack once I get 3 chapters done, right? And for the paid tier, right? Join my Substack. It's like $3 a month, I think. Go roll up. Oh, if you're watching on Rumble, subscribe to me on Rumble. I've got like just under 650 subscribers on Rumble. I'd love to get it up to 1,000, right? I'd love to get it up as well, but I'd love to get it up to 1,000, right? So if you're listening on Rumble, please subscribe. If you're not, just go to Rumble, subscribe to me anyway. Just throw a rabbi a bone, baby. That's what I say. Throw a rabbi a bone. Always a good thing to make sure it's a kosher one, though. That's all I can say. Fine, let's get some silly stuff, and then I got a terrifying surprise for you. A terrifying and awful surprise of something that we are going to do. We have no choice. It's just going to happen. But I think we'll start off by learning valuable life lessons, right? Let's start with this one. Yeah, we learn the best things from children. So this is a toddler showing her best friend that a sprinkler's safe, right? And it's just gorgeous. I think this is gorgeous.
Can we get the water?
Yeah, go try it. And this is hitting me on everything I love. I love doggies. I like kids. I want to see the kid again. Now, come, bring the kid back. How do you train a dog not to run off? My dog is so fucking stupid. I just love the sound of the kid laughing. It's lovely.
Oh, here she comes again.
So there you go. That's a nice little feel-good thing. Now, sadly, that was a lesson not taught by our next video clip, right? And it just shows you, how crazy people are today. And let's have a look how crazy they are.
Oh, God. No. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is that AI? I don't care. Let's see that again.
Oh, God. No. Oh, God. No, Jesus Christ.
I got one more time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God. No. Oh, God. No, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, liberal white women are not doing well. They're just not doing well. God bless them, right? They are not doing well. Speaking of liberal white women not doing well, Piers Morgan actually says something not stupid for once, right? Incredible, right? Incredible. Here he is on the BBC explaining to them that woke is evil.
Define for our audience what you say woke is, because as you know,
what does woke mean? We know exactly what it fucking means. We need the BBC.
there are plenty of people who say woke means being tolerant and being inclusive.
Yeah, they're lying.
And being kind.
I mean, that is laughable in
Why?
itself. Well, because
Why?
the woke brigade are the least tolerant, least inclusive, and least kind people.
But that is a mass.
I mean, you've got to just look at Doctor Who fandom. They are awful, right? They are awful people.
Kind people.
But that is a mass generalisation, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's not, darling. No, it's not.
No, it's not, actually.
Go on.
No.
Okay, me and Piers, we're together on this one.
My whole premise of my book is I'm a liberal.
I'm not.
I have nothing in common with the way the woke left has behaved in the last few years. The great irony is they became the very kind of fascists that they profess to hate most. They became the scolders, the shamers, the cancellers, in some extreme cases, as with the murder of Charlie Kirk, the murderers of people for their speech. That's not liberalism. It's the antithesis of liberalism. There will be a time, probably not too distant future, when the world will look back on this period and say, let me get this absolutely straight.
Just before he goes into what he said, he's not wrong at all. Like, I remember seeing this documentary about the 60s, maybe, or Woodstock, I can't remember. And you had like this girl there at the time saying, yeah, I'm willing to free love and just, love just got to be free, baby. Everything's got free love, right? And you got to express your body. And then it cuts to her like 25 years later, and she's like this ultra-conservative woman, and she's looking back in utter horror. What she said.
It was a body of opinion which couldn't be contested on pain of cancellation that you could allow biological men to compete in women's sport, for example. And people will think we'd lost our minds.
We did.
And yet the idea that even liberals like me who put our head over the parapet and said, this is obviously ridiculous. And it's not transphobic. I want trans people to have the same rights to fairness, safety, and equality that I have.
Yeah, and like everybody does. We just don't want them like twerking in our kids' fucking faces.
As I'm sure J.K. Rowling did and others. But we were trying to defend and protect women's rights, which had been fought so hard for 100 years. And the idea that that was just not only put out there as an ideology, but if you tried to confront it or contest it, you yourself got destroyed. It's ridiculous. So this idea that any part of that, of the reality.
Yeah, amazingly, I agree with Piers Morgan here. Now, there is, I think the bottom line with woke is you got to be incredibly stupid and lack any ability of free thought. And I think we see this very clearly in this clip here, where we're talking to some of the Globalize the Intifada crowd, right? And they get to see what Globalize the Intifada actually means. And it's fascinating to watch, right? Check this out.
In the Intifada.
This.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
This is just straight up terrorism.
Excuse me, ladies?
You support Zoran?
Yeah. Do you guys support Zoran?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah?
Are you with the Free Palestine movement?
I am, absolutely.
Amazing.
Yep. Pinkies.
Why is he wearing a Venom mask?
One of the things that we really support, as creatures of the Palestinian resistance, is, he refused to give in to the Zionist pressure and condemn globalizing Intifada. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I agree with that.
I mean, the only drawback is these people are obviously Jewish. The people running it.
Globalize the Intifada?
Not against it, sure.
We gotta globalize Intifada. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. It depends on how you define Intifada.
We're film directors,
Right.
and we made this, quick film showing the importance of globalizing the Intifada. Would you be down to watch the 1 minute
The
trailer?
1 minute trailer?
I present to you the first and second Intifada.
That was the bombing of Sbarro, the pizza restaurant.
That's a bus that
That's the first Intifada. I just left Israel by then.
was blown up. During the second Intifada, a lot of freedom fighters, of course, were getting on buses.
That's fucked up.
Do you think we should globalize that?
I don't think so. No, I mean that's horrible. Yeah.
You said
I mean, like, how is this the first time they've seen any of this?
globalize the Intifada. This is the first and the second Intifada. Would you want this to be globalized?
I think you misunderstand what the global. Well, this is propaganda. I am pro globalizing the Intifada.
This. You're pro globalizing this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
This is just straight up terrorism.
Globalize the Intifada is inherently a peaceful movement. No, it is not.
Are you out of your mind?
No,
That
it's
had
not.
people.
No, it's not. Name me one example of Palestinian resistance, peaceful Palestinian resistance.
Name me one.
Name me one.
One thing.
The only reason why I can't give you examples off the top.
Because you're an ignorant fuck.
They don't exist. Pull your phone out.
Sure.
Google the Intifada.
You've got hundreds of thousands have participated in largely peaceful demonstrations across various cities in Europe. Sure, that's not a in Palestine.
Which river, which sea?
Anybody
Wait, answer my question. Which river and which sea?
Black Sea?
Not the
That's in Russia, you dumb fuck.
Black Sea.
Red Sea?
I don't fucking know.
In 1987, I was in Israel in 1980.
I was in Israel in 2001 during the second one.
Right.
And you know what happened?
What?
My mother kissed me goodbye every single morning when she dropped me off in kindergarten, and she went off not knowing if she was going to get blown up by a terrorist on the bus. So you're still support globalizing the Intifada, knowing that it's strictly a violent movement.
No, I don't. I didn't.
That's good. Okay, this is good.
Wait, hold on. I made the mistake, and I said.
Okay, so we don't support globalizing the Intifada.
No, if every single Intifada incident has occurred in violence, then I would not want that to be the.
Can I give you a hug on that?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, well that sounds very interesting, Rich. Thank you for showing me that. Thank you, appreciate it.
Is this not an obvious? You got a dip now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Maybe just reconsider, before you chant things that kill people.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we live in a weird time, but there's also we live in wonderful times. This is a new AI clip made by Grok, and man, it gets better every day. Like it gets better. Check this out. Is that Natalie Portman? I don't know. But that looked pretty darn good. I'd watch that, right? I'd watch that compared to what Star Trek is today, which is what we're going to do now. I didn't do it on Sunday. I'm doing it now. We're going to do a quick recap. I can't go into it too long because it's too hard. of Star Trek Starfleet Academy Episode 3. What's it called? Who gives a shit? No one's ever going to watch it again. And it's worth seeing because it's so incredibly awful, right? It's just so incredibly awful. Here we go. Doink. This is literally one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on TV. You know, it's I can't stand how they put their shitty ships in the Star Trek 60 trailer. It's like Doctor Who. They keep desperately trying to tell me that Joe Martin and Jodie Whittaker and Shirley Gatwa was a doctor. No, he fucking wasn't. Will you stop? Okay, so this is it's essentially a Harry Potter Gryffindor versus Slytherin episode, right? So what starts in the early in the morning, you've got this guy called Darren, because they didn't want to call him Darren, I guess. And it's in the future because he's wearing earbuds. You can tell they got LEDs in. This is 1,000 years in the future. Still got earbuds with LEDs, right? And he goes on his morning workout while his roommates are sleeping because he's super driven. But he gets up and he finds Girl Boss is there, ready for him. And she's the bestest ever and going to be, again, there's so many girl bosses, right? Her name's Genesis. Genesis is Planet Forbidden, right? So then we have a fat, out of shape woman teaching physical education in Starfleet Academy for some unknown reason. I mean, this is just some of dialogue.
Show me you're worthy of this uniform. Get moving. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yeah, so there's a rivalry between these two who both want to be the bestest. Obviously, the girl's the bestest. Obviously, because the guy is just an evil patriarchal male, right? And the war college is there, and there's a lot of rivalry between the two. Although this is the Betaset girl who, again, if she had better boobs, she'll be a good Deanna Troi replacement, but she doesn't. Although she's very pretty. Don't get me wrong, she is very pretty. And so now they're going to play this game in, I guess, their version of the Danger Room, right? Laser tag. And to see who the captain's going to be. Again, she is just an awful character, this woman. Just awful. There's yeah, so there's a rival about who's going to be the captain. Do you think it'll be Girl Boss or the toxic male? I know. How do you think it's going to work out, right? Who knows or dares to dream? Gayest Klingon ever. Oh, by the way, the toxic male's also gay, along with the gay Klingon. The gay wimpy Klingon. Like, oh, God. So now we got a Romulan and a Vulcan. And they're, taunting the Starfleet Academy. What? Just why? I don't know. They're from the War College. And so there's a prank war's about to begin. For some reason, this woman is a hologram. This fat black woman is a hologram, and she's chosen to be a fat black girl. I don't know. Honestly, I've been fat most of my life. If I was a hologram, I wouldn't be. Right? I wouldn't be. I don't know. What was going through her mind? She's like, let me be Rubenesque, right? And so she's barking commands. And while they're there, a prank occurs, and they all get suddenly beamed out. Beamed out, and they land everywhere. And one of the least Star Trekky speeches ever.
Cadets, we did this because we could. And we will keep doing it because it is fun.
Yeah, I like fun. Yeah, Vulcans love fun. And this is really dangerous. And also, I think sexual harassment. This guy teleports naked.
Oh boy. Okay. Whoa. That's
wouldn't you be expelled in any college for doing this today? Right? This is definitely sexual harassment. But it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. Don't think too hard about it. And for some reason, the hologram character Can't Breathe Underwater. Then we've got the shitty titles for the shitty show that's got nothing to do with Star Trek whatsoever. And it's just shitty, right? It is just shitty. So then, oh God, Holly Hunter is on weird acting overdrive in this episode, right? Just for no apparent reason, right? Mental. Yeah, she is mental. And the fat, angry Jem Hadar woman, Klingon hybrid, which isn't possible, but okay. She said, we're having a prank war. Oh, we got to stop the pranks before they get too bad. And the vicar's coming, or the committee's coming, or some bullshit. I don't know. And again, she's just weird in this, the whole thing, Holly Hunter. Like, she is just really genuinely odd, right? And this weird thing with her feet, right? It's just, there's nothing. I just don't understand the acting choice, right? And this is apparently all her acting choices. So I don't even know. Like, literally every expression on my face is this. Like, what the fuck are you doing, darling? Why? Just like, why? So then they complained to her and said, oh, no, you need patience and empathy. Patience and empathy. So instead she gives them the little plant from Little Shop of Horrors where they got to grow them. And these plants, they're supposed to be empathy plants, but they just repeat back to you what you say. They're like Furbies. How's that empathy? I don't know, but that's all they do. And their task is to grow these things using whatever, I don't know, grow gel or some stupid bullshit. I don't know. Again, just carries on with like, oh, we're in school. Fine. So now they're in their laser tag game to find out who's going to be the best of the best. And it takes and it's with Tig Notaro, as we later find out they're lesbian lovers. Okay then, and now they're in the danger room and they're playing laser tag, and they're very bad at it, right? I mean, they're all like, we're all gonna die. Oh no! So the toxic male, and again, why is this an hour fucking long? I don't know. The toxic male wins by cheating. You know, because he's a toxic male, right? Evil male patriarchy, and he becomes a team leader, right? And then, and so the Klingon is kind of like fancies this bloke here. Is there anybody straight in this 1,000 years from now? I don't know. Apparently, yes, these two are straight. Right, so that's going on. She's in the War College, and he's in Starfleet Academy, and they talk anyway. So now they go on back into the danger room and do a bit more. Yeah, he becomes captain, and then the War College shows how shit they are at this game.
Where am I?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? And they play it for everybody, and they humiliate them because, you know, that's what Vulcans do. Vulcans are just fun-loving goofballs, right? Again, I can't stand all the modern language in it. So Holly Hunter goes to talk with the head of the War College, who's, you know, evil, toxic white male, patriarchy, and she just like shows how in command she is by like sitting down and writhing around on the couch like she's having an epileptic fit. Like she can't, and he's like he's trying to make a good cup of tea for her, and she's like what the fuck is up with this? Why? Somebody explain to me why. Where did these acting choices come from? Oh, but Starfleet captains love their feet. Like, what is up with this? Like, Holly, darling, I don't know what you're thinking. I think you're thinking that you want to play for that third house in Malibu, right? And so the guys like, oh, we should just let them find it out, blah blah blah. And she's like, no. And they then work out that they had to have access from a teacher to get that footage and stuff like that. So so he's like, okay, now we're going to go on a laser tag thing against the War College, and evil toxic white male is going to be the team leader. And they get their asses handed to them, like, and they got to wear like these stupid mascot costumes, which are member bearers. And Jesus, this is just such shit. It is just such shit. So she turns up, and the toxic white male just fails completely in any form of leadership. And of course, the stunning and brave girl boss, Genesis, is going to take over, right? And she comes up with a plan that will totally beat them. Meanwhile, the person who was screaming before is say, hey, I'm photonic. You can't shoot me. I can make myself permeable. And of course, they win because they were led by the incredible, stunning girl boss. So then the two teachers show up, and they're like, what are you doing? What's going on here? No. So then they get called into the Holly Hunter's office, who's literally wearing Whoop-Core pajamas, right? And she just gives the weirdest fucking performance again. Like, no, you've got to have patience and empathy. That's how you win. Patience and empathy, right? And there's no rhyme or reason to any of this, right? And then eventually that somebody walks past with the little shovel horror plants, and they're like, wait a minute. We can use this to beat the War College and out-prank them. Meanwhile, Darren is given like a little bit of a character because his parents don't like him, right? And treat him badly, which is why he's such a crazy overachiever. And Tig Notaro, somebody who's never had children and knows nothing about parenting, gives them sage advice because she's a lesbian. And lesbians know everything. Like, lesbians are just the bestest ever. And here's where you find out that Tig Notaro is dating angry Jim Hadar woman, and she's like, I want French for dinner. French Klingon cuisine. That's what I want. I'm like, okay, fine. So then he says, you know what? You're stunning. You're brave. You're the bestest ever. You should be the team leader, right? I see that now. So then they go. Then they start their like Ocean's 11 like plan to out-prank the War College. Right, that's the mascot costume they have to wear. Again, member berry after member berry after fucking member berry. So they go in and they plant stuff in there, and he does this like weird thing to the chancellor of the War College and say, oh, it's a tradition of my race to hug and to offer apologies. And as he's doing that, he samples the DNA. And this guy's like, I'm a toxic white male in the patriarchy. Why is this guy hugging me? Right? And so they use that DNA to make a clone of his eyeball, which they then use to break into the his office so they can gain access or some shit. And they plant a bunch of these like super plants there, these and accelerate their growth with growth gel. And she's like, well, I've caught you, but we're going to fuck each other at one point. So let's let it go. Right? Let's just let it go. And she lets him go. And then the next day, the sun rises, and their dastardly plan has worked because they've got these giant, dangerous plants. They're like throwing them against walls and like, I mean, there's got to be some major injuries happen over here. And they all sit, Gryffindor sits and watch them go, ha, 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 we're the bestest ever, not you. No, kish, kish. Right? And that out comes the Romulan and the Vulcan. And they're all like, they're like, they're nothing like Romulans or Vulcans. And she's like, yay, well done. You worked it out for yourself after I gave you very oblique instructions, right? So then, again, look at this weird shit she's doing.
You've been dropping hints since the War College first hit us. Empathy.
I go, look at that. Why? Why can't she sit in a fucking chair? And why does she think this is a good idea? I really don't know, right? I wish I could. I would love to say, Holly, what are you thinking, darling? Like, why do you have you ever seen this show before? Well, certainly, I don't see why she would. Nobody's seen this show before, right? Nobody's seen Star Trek before, and she's like, "Look at us, we're stunning and brave women," and I got my shoes off because I love my little Tootsie Wootsies, right? Oh no, this is the point where he hands over his jacket and says, "You're the team leader now." Okay, God, and the woman with like the buns on her head, she just, it's all awful, right? It's all awful. And they can't even write this economically. This is an hour and 1 minute into this bullshit. And finally it's gone. In loving memory of Carla Mingiardi. I don't know what she must have done wrong to have this episode dedicated to her, right? I do not know what she must have done wrong. I can't express how awful it is, right? There's just no way of being able to sell that, right? With any veracity whatsoever. And there's another 17 episodes of this shit coming. Paramount, you guys are fuckwits, right? You guys are totally fuckwits. Fine. Let us get to the chat. Let's look at the thumbnail a little bit beforehand. I'll show you what I had to go to make it. They tell you it's really coming out better now. So this is the one I actually went with in the end. Yes. If only Tegan looked more like that. That would have been better. So this was the first version that came out, and I don't know. I think it needed the red top, right? I think she really needed the red top. But I love the way that it just makes seamlessly, it makes a seamless Tegan, right? And Tegan seemed much better than Tegan's ever seen before. So we will be talking about the what's it called again? The what's it called again? Oh, the season 21 Blu-ray trailer, which I'm really psyched for, right? I am really totally psyched for. Let's pull up the thumbnail. Where is it? Doink. Where is it? Come on, you can do it now. What's going on? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, team, just lean it in for a second. It's just a shame that the season 21 Blu-rays don't come with upgraded Rabbi vision. Yeah, sod your sod your new special effects. This is the upgrade I want. I wouldn't watch this, and I like season 21 as well. Sodding hell, darling, you're giving us the erection of the Daleks. I was trying to have some play on resurrection of the Daleks. That goes close enough, right? So tonight we're going to be doing Pete Fatigue and the Doctor Who trailer of fear. How did they make that trailer? I should really download that trailer. Behind the scenes of the probable future showrunner's latest classic epic. See, this is the thing that confused me about Pete Fatigue. He knows and understands Doctor Who, right? I don't get it, right? I don't get it. Disneyland ditches the sequel era, thank God. And DCU's Lanterns aim for Sopranos level quality. Well, I hope they make it, right? I do hope they make it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the chat. Darren M is here. How you doing, Darren M? Thank you for joining us here on the Rumps. Ethan Bookholder is here. How you doing, Ethan Bookholder? Thank you for joining us. And Archie Collin is here. Choc Whiskey is grand. You're absolutely right, Eastland. It was awesome. And the food was great as well, right? The food was fantastic. It was like gnocchi, and they had lasagna. It was just good. I was like, I'm glad I left my house, right? Rabbi has messed up my productivity for today. I have a choc flavoring of vodka here. It's cold here. Oh man, America looks miserable right now. I might just do a chocolate hot and liquid until I run out of vodka or chocolate consciousness. Eastland, as your rabbi, I recommend this plan, right? I recommend the plan. I can't disagree with you, right? What are we up to? Darren M, I said hello to you. PD Richards, how you doing, PD Rich? Thank you for joining us. Have you read The Moon is a Harsh Mistress? No, I haven't. It's what we would call an AI, which came about because a computer system got too complicated. Well, I've always thought it'd be interesting, right? If the internet became so dense and so full of data, it becomes sentient, right? I always thought that'd be a really cool idea. And I like the internet would be a really scuzzy person as well, right? So I do think that'd be kind of a fun idea. Jonathan Cox is here doing Jonathan Cox. Thank you for joining us. To you. Matthew Powder's there. Doing Matthew Powder. Thank you for joining us. And Rabbi and Rumble, yeah, that is correct. I thought my thing was called. I will go with Darren M's link, right? I thought that was it. Dogs love eating water jets for some strange reason. Dogs love everything. Dogs are fun. I love dogs. Bring back Boris Cannons. Okay. The same thing happened to you know who in the mid-30s. Yes, they did. Right? Said PD Rich. We don't just want them using their condition as an excuse to break the laws and rules. Well, that's what they've used it for. And now it's being, stopped. They're like, oh, the oppression. What shall we do? Because these stupid teens only understand the message, not what's behind it. Even Pathways was calling people far right for actually looking up stuff online. Yes, you've got to watch out for that knowledge and information, right? Do we have to Star Trek 90210? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I suffered, so do you. So do you. So do you. Yeah, so do you. Haven't even bothered. Don't, Jonathan Cox. It's just, it's not worth it. Right here, I'll show you what's better. We'll watch this again, right, and you'll see what is much better. Here. Yes, that is much better. I am sorry, right? Much, much better. Don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't complain about the gem Klingon. She has a shield of lesbianism, says Archicon, and yes, she does. And everybody criticizes, you will be bad. You will be cancelled. None of them are worthy of the uniform. Exactly, especially Holly fucking Hunter, right? Just doing it the fucking court. Yes, they are. The danger room instead of a holodeck, says PD Rich. Why does the team? Which team is Gryffindor? Which is Slytherin? Oh, clearly, the War College is Slytherin, right? The War College is Slytherin. Otherwise, these little shits aren't getting wasted at the launching pad bar after class, but not that Kurtzman and Co. would know what a launching pad was. No, they know what a crashing pad was, right? And maybe a feminine pad. They probably know that too. Pioneer team's got a bit top heavy, says Humans Call Me Steve. Well, again, it's with extra rabbi vision, baby. Extra rabbi vision. And I just think this would make the just the episode so much better. Right? I do. I think it will make it much better. That's just my take on it, ladies and gentlemen. That's just my take. You tell me. So, okay, let's pull up this trailer. Where is it? Doctor Who Season 21 Blu-ray trailer. Actually, I have to tell you, this one really wasn't my favorite. I mean, it's nice to see them. And a second. Let's download that. Here it comes. There you go. 13, you did a fine job. We'll catch you later. Here we go. It's coming out in March, I think. Zoom forward a little bit. So we're going to get zapped with copyright. Destination. Filmed by Pete Mateague. At least it's not like Lesbians of the Deep, which was the season 8 trailer. Pete, mate, Pete, I'm not into the TARDIS flying around and peering. I'm really not up for that. Can you give that a rest?
Hey, it's London. This is Butler's Wharf.
I remember. And we said goodbye all those years ago.
You know, last show I was talking about doing content for YouTube. I'd watch a Fifth Doctor and Tegan adventure, like an old this couple, wouldn't you?
I haven't been back here since.
You all right?
Gives me the shivers. At least they've cleaned it up. This place used to be a dump. Why has the TARDIS brought us back here?
Unfinished business? Maybe it knows something we don't. Or perhaps it's found us a nice restaurant.
If only.
I mean, the music's perfect. We're going to get a bit of Lytton action in the background. No, so they should have had like a policeman with the automatic pistol. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, these are now worth about 200 times what they were worth when we filmed our story here.
You've got a nose for trouble, you always did.
These used to be warehouses.
Years ago, yeah. It's all
Now they're incredibly expensive flats.
posh flats and shops now.
Except this one.
Warning, no admittance, flooding. In great big shouty letters.
It's like catnip, isn't it? Maybe we can fix their leak.
I hope you brought your sonic snorkel.
No, I didn't, but I did bring this.
I think you got it back again then. Okay. Rosa Klebb is now his companion. Yeah, listen. Tegan, didn't age that well.
Come on, Tegan.
I mean, in fairness, yes, she's had cancer and survived it. So yeah, I think we should let it go. Robert Payne is anything, Robert Payne.
New screwdriver?
It's an upgrade.
Sure is. This one actually works.
I've genuinely missed your constant criticism.
Have you?
No. Wait here.
Is he dead?
Well, he's not pretending, is he?
Yeah, I think they could really carry off a story easily.
Energy weapon, quite recent too. And his gun's not Earth technology.
Maybe he's got some ID, like a space driver's license or a space credit card.
He's a soldier. Check the combat tags.
Oh, there's this. I think it's a data beacon.
Why? How do you know that's a data? What?
Really?
I've learned a thing or two.
Archie got to ask a very salient question. But why is the Fifth Doctor old now? Yeah, I know, real world aging, but still. Yeah, no, this must be some kind of like, I don't know, there's a story behind it, right? There is totally a story behind it. And they should tell that story, right? This is live, right? Not pre-recorded. No, Mr. Matt, it's live. In fact, I'm not really putting out much pre-recorded stuff right now. Honestly, I'm just too bloody busy, right? To edit things together.
There's a message.
Hey!
It's damaged, but I might be able to...
Okay, even I can tell it's from Triumph right now, because it's triangle.
Get it working.
Well, if you could do that before the Thames comes flooding in, that'd be great.
Doctor!
What happened to Mark Strickson's hair?
Doctor?
That's Turlo.
I hope this message gets to you in time.
How did he know it was going to get to him at all?
The recording's corrupted. But...
much like me.
If I can boost the data stream...
It's got old.
I suggest, Tegan, you look in the mirror.
I beg your pardon.
There.
Triumph has been invaded.
I see. I mean, the dialogue's really good.
We're hopelessly outnumbered. We're sending this beacon down their time corridor in the hope that it finds you. My people are dying, Doctor. We need your help before it's too late.
Okay, I get he's got old, but why does he have that weird haircut? Right? He looks like Ben, as in Ben and Polly on a bad day.
Is that it?
I'm afraid so.
So, Turlo's home has been conquered, their soldiers have been killed. By what?
you really need to ask.
Doctor Who.
It's a little bit nonsensical. Right, so now they've got all this stuff coming. And is there a little bit at the end? Here we go. Yeah, there is. I'll look older than Peter Rich. You're absolutely right. You know, the Daleks will be much more powerful if they just shot people rather than, say, exterminate.
Stop! You can't kill us. Don't you know who we are? Take a long look.
Please don't put any modern doctors in here. The fake doctors.
You are the Doctor! That's right. And this is my friend Tegan.
You are the enemies of the Daleks! I think you'll find we're valuable prisoners.
So be a good Dalek and take us to Tryon.
All right, so honestly, like, you know, I think Pete McTeague can write, right? I do think he can write. I do think he understands Doctor Who. Will he be able to control himself? That's really the question, right? Will he be able to control himself and not do woke shit, right? And that's really it, right? That is really it. Let's look into the making of this. Share screen. Doink. When does the new Doctor Who magazine come out? Wait. I think SFX is out tomorrow. Let's have a look. Its next issue is when? Plus Homo Aqua. Okay, 28th. It is out tomorrow. So next issue, what's your favorite scary movie? Homo Aqua, apocalyptic design, Joe Keery, Tamara. If she's, I have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, we'll find out tomorrow, I guess. I'll find out tomorrow. Anyway. Dalek Resurrection. He looks very disturbing like Chris Chibnall over there, doesn't he? Destination Daleks is the latest trailer to promote the collection, Blu-ray collection. Marcus Holmes joined Pete McTeague and his cast on the 2-day shoot. Oh my God, that take 2 days? I don't know. Okay. Doctor Who magazine's been here before. Well, darling, haven't we all? We're standing on the Thames on the stretch of Butler's Wharf that's familiar to the 1984 story, Resurrection of Daleks. I'm really looking forward to watching. I'm really looking forward to watching most of these stories, actually. Again, I have to recommend the Matrix edition of... here, I'll show it to you. 1 second. Matrix editions. No, it's not Matrix editions. It's New Effect. Well, does he have another one? I think he's got another site called Cunning Monkey, maybe? Is this it? That's his YouTube channel. Oh! Earthshock's out. I am so going to download that. Oh, I'm really going to download that. But he's done new effects for Resurrection of the Daleks. Where does he keep them? Let me try it. Home. Is this home? Fan edits. Go to the Matrix editions. Oh, he's taken his new effects offline of the that haven't been edited down. Okay. Anyway, it's very good, right? The new effects on it are generally speaking very good. But it also invokes memories. Where was it? I totally lost my place. Of October 1903 location shoot for the documentary More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS. I didn't see 30. I only saw More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS. I was already in rabbinic ceremony at that time, so I got the video. Back then, we were witnessing an experimental shot designed to take the viewer on a journey through the TARDIS doors. Yeah, that was really cool. Right? That was really cool. Into the heart of the bigger on the inside control room. This was fiendishly difficult to achieve in the days before widespread use of CGI and AI, but thanks to the painstaking preparation of dolly-mounted camera and some post-production wizardry, the end result was virtually seamless. I think I got. Let me see if I got that. Pull up that clip. because it really is impressive, right? Why my drawing's not showing up here? Come on, you can do it. There you go. Now, where is it? I think it's on the Shard, in my Shard folder. I think that, because I think that's where it was released. Sharda. Oh yeah, right there. Here we go. It was at the end, I think. Yeah. This is a great little shot. Let's take it back a tiny bit. We'll take it from Liz. Come back.
Somewhere else the tea's getting cold. Come on, Ace. We've got work to do.
This kid is now like, this is 30 years later. Yeah, okay, this is Kevin Davis. This is pure class, this shot. I think the whiting out the ceiling as well really well. Yeah, that's a good shot, okay? I can't fault that at all. Reasonably seamless. Groundbreaking stuff, an enduring memory that of the day of how incredibly cold it was. I mean, like, Doctor Who never films anywhere that's not cold. Speaking which, let me put a sweater on. I'm cold. Oh man, I tell you, my right leg, right, my top from the knee to like the top of my leg is in agony because my daughter was having a clear out and she gave me this TV stand. So I had to but all my TV stuff was on like these rickety tables and stuff. So I had to like schlep everything around and move it out, and then I had to like reorganize this storage area to keep everything. But ever since then, oh my god, because I bent and stretched way too much. You were my leg is absolutely killing me. I'm hoping by tomorrow I might be semi-functional again. That indeed will be nice, right? That indeed will be nice. Right, paying confuse it with the Tryon planet or cosplayers. That's for Mr. Bingos. So now it's September 28, 2025, and writer-director Pete Matigue is shooting the latest trailer for the collection Blu-ray box set. Destination Daleks reunites the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison, with Tegan. And it will turn out another former TARDIS traveller, the holographic form of Turlo. I guess, do you reckon they filmed that? He lives in Australia, doesn't he? Maybe that's it. But what was up with his hair? But part of the narrative still to come as Pete directs Peter and Janet in a scene where their Doctor gains entry to a locked warehouse using his upgraded sonic screwdriver. That looks like his sonic screwdriver, right? The next scene, the Doctor and Tegan are stepping out the TARDIS on the riverside nearby. It's a quiet Sunday morning, yeah, but we all knew this was going down. What's the other thing? There's been Paul McGann been sighted in costume, like filming stuff as well, but it's got to be for his some Blu-ray release, I would have thought. Location manager Andrew Stocker gently shepherds the joggers and the dog walkers to a short distance behind the camera. Only one shot is spoiled by somebody who slips through the net, walking right behind the TARDIS as Peter and Janet emerging. You guys were great, Peter tells them. London was not. Well, listen, you're lucky you didn't get all your phones stolen, right? While she waits for the next setup, Janet recalls the location of Resurrection Dalek. It was very run down when we were here in 83. Well, that was kind of the charm of it, right? That was again, I wish I could go back in time, right? And pitch to Eric Saywood. Like, because Eric Saywood just didn't know what to do with Colin Baker. And I think that's really why the show fell apart. Here's the thing. Doctor Who works best when it's like part of the cultural zeitgeist, right? That's why the 2005 series works so well, right? That's why the Holmes Hinchcliffe stuff works so well, right? So yeah, I wish I could go back and say, listen, you know what's hot right now? Gritty crime dramas, like gritty London-based crime dramas. That's the sort of shit that people like to watch. So how do you marry that with Doctor Who? I would pitch him a whole season arc, right? Where essentially this was the idea of what they would want to do with Sylvester McCoy. It was like one of the amorphous ideas. But like you start off, the TARDIS gets sucked into a time warp down to Earth, right, and crashes in London, contemporary London, and they go, this would be instead of Attack of the Cybermen, right? And they eventually he goes tracking down the source of the beam that crashed the TARDIS, and except for one cliffhanger, Cybermen, ding, 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 in the sewers, like everything they wanted, but like it'll make sense, right? There is a 4K version of the TV movie, right? Let me try and find it for you. Hang on. Doctor Who 4K project. And it's really good, right? It's really, really, really good. Here we go. Hang on, let me just find. Sorry for this aside, but collections. He hasn't posted anything for a long time, right? A long, long time. And TV movie, right? And yeah, 4K version. It's really good, right? It's the upgrade is fabulous, right? You can watch it on a big screen, and it's fantastic. It is totally worth joining this guy's a Patreon, right? Totally worth it. What's the link for it? I'll put it in the chat. There you go. Doink. But yeah, it's like $2 to join, and you can download all the stuff you've done. The upgrade's fantastic, right? The ups is absolutely fantastic. You see in the footage of the Daleks. Sorry, I remember thinking it was an amazing location. It could have been a wonderful place to live if you had money. I mean, you'll be looking at a Tower Bridge. What could be more London? I tell you, if we had some of that property in the 80s, right, when they're gentrifying it. She gazes up at the building by the river and said, "I thought that'll probably become a hotel." Yeah, well, if it will be, it'll be full of illegal aliens. But okay. I was telling you my idea. What they should have done, right? Sidemen toe up, dun, dun, dun. And then the episode 2 cliffhanger. He'll be rescued by a paramilitary organization who knows who the Doctor is, and they all Sidemen. They got like gold-tipped bullets and like glitter hand grenades, like gold. And so they know what they're doing. So they take the Doctor back with them and they escape. And they go to like this country house just outside of London. And it's a mafia boss there that knows him. And he's set up his clandestine anti-alien unit. So it'll be more like the unit crime family. And because the TARDIS has crashed, he basically has to stay with them for the season. Right. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do with that. Right, you could have like an alien invasion through drugs, right? You could have the mafia boss be a nice guy, right, who doesn't like drugs, right? And there's this new alien drug going around, which is actually an alien invasion, right? You could do stuff like the Doctor has to go on a not a bank raid, but that has to go on a job with the criminals to steal components to fix his TARDIS. Essentially, right, and I think it could have worked out well because he works out how to do it in an ethical way without hurting anyone, right? You can have like instead of Benton and Mike Yates, right? You could have a couple of like mafia goons, and one episode they get sucked off into another planet with the Doctor. There's a lot you could do with that, right? Oh, yeah, the one where it's a raid. I thought it'd be really cool if he breaks in. And gets to where these electric components are, then he'll meet the Master also breaking in. But like that would have really invigorated Eric Saywood, right? That idea for a scene because that's what he liked, like because that's what was cool at the time, and I think that actually really would have worked well. Anyway, but it ended up as a part. Oh, come back here. Come back. Where we are. And there's a flat. Somewhere I got another photograph of us on a veranda with the parents of one of my brothers, and you can see Tower Bridge in the background. She died in 2013. Who? Parent, I guess. And this was the first time I've been back since then. The last time I was here, I was in a bad state. I came up and I cleaned for her. Blimey, you're a cleaner? And then we landed, and then we had lunch in a place across the road. I went to Australia to do a Doctor Who event, actually, and she died while I was in Australia. Who are we talking about in Sydney? One of her parents, with her parents and one of my brothers. Who's the she in this? I guess it's her mother, right? I came back and she was, I knew she was ill, but I thought she'll be here when I came back. So this place is a very poignant memory of me. That's a really sad story there, Janet, darling. Janet is called back for a close-up. Most passers-by are indifferent to what's going on because most passers-by are indifferent to Doctor Who nowadays. But after a while, a small crowd gathers to the right of the TARDIS, and people start taking pictures on their phones. In the flats overlooking the wharf, a few residents peer over the balconies, observing the scene below. "That's Peter Davison!" exclaims one of the passers-by, who is accompanied by a similarly impressed husband. They were big fans of Sink and Swim, obviously. Other members of the public are less amused by that the TARDIS has landed on their doorstep. One lycra-clad jogger is politely asked to make a diversion. She instead runs right behind the police box. Life goes on, she huffs. As she's a bit of a cunt, this woman, apparently. Despite these other issues, the Butler's Wolf shoot wraps up ahead of schedule. Peter poses for some pictures with tourists before asking if he can go back to his hotel and get changed. Executive producer Russell Minton frowns mischievously before telling him, you can go to lunch in costume. Absolutely not, replies Peter with a parting grin. Okie dokie. Yeah, look, what are you trying to tell me that you can't tell that's from Tryon? That's exactly the same as Turlough's weird tattoo, right? Which he holds up for some strange reason. I guess it's them having lunch. As the camera kit is packed away and the tarpaulin is wrapped around the police box, one of the residents from the flats heads for Andrew Stoker. Whoop, come back. Who's Andrew Stoker? Who's the nearest person in a high-vis jacket. She offers the crew the use of her flat. Would they like to take an establishing shot before she's too late? But Andrew smiles as he remarks a goodwill that most people have when they see a familiar blue box. Well, that is true. Like, that's why Doctor Who's still being made, essentially, because it's like people like Doctor Who, even though it's been shit for years. The next day, we relocate to the basement of a studio in Haggerston, East London. In a marked contrast to the warm and sunny Butler's Wolf, this is a damn chilly setting for a warehouse interior where the Daleks will materialize and challenge the Doctor and Tegan. Our breath mists up in the air. Really, when they're outside, they were fine, and when they're inside, they're freaking freezing. Yep, sounds about right. And deep puddles collect at our feet. The Daleks lurking behind a section of shattered wall, just to add the impression that it's an eerie, unsettling place. The silence is broken every 10 minutes as a pump clears the water seeping in from the Regent's Canal. Blimey. Why did they choose this place then? I mean, what? You couldn't find any other shitty basements in London? Right? It has to be switched off during filming, but as they switch back on once the take is complete. Yes, because they don't want to drown. During one of these breaks in filming, Pete Metigue talks about his ambitions for the new trailer. I want to hear what Pete Metigue thinks about stuff. Right? Actually, that's something I really do want to hear. Since the beginning of the range, Russell Minton and I have talked about doing something big for season 21 because it's our one of our favorite seasons. It's a good season. It's a good. Wait, what episode's in season 21? That's a quick look. I don't remember off the top of my head. Doctor Who episode guide. The Vanquishers. Oh, fuck off. Fifth Doctor. War of the D. Okay, that's killed by terrible effects, but they got new effects, apparently. They're doing new Merker effects. I mean, again, look, I do have the that Merca shot over here. Where is it? I think I do. They get sucked off. Sounds more like Torchwood. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Where is this? Right, I show this every time I get an opportunity. Yeah, that's just good stuff, mate. That is just good stuff. The Awakening. Oh, I love the freaking Awakening. That's really good. Frontiers, another guy. Weird things about Tractators, they look good unless they move. Resurrection of Dalek, Planet of Fire, and Case Van Design. I mean, that's a pretty solid season right there. Man, I am looking forward to that. Anyway. We particularly talked about getting Peter Davis and Janet Fielding back to Shad Thames because Resurrection of the Daleks is such an important to the history of the show. That was the first show that story that I videotaped off air. I mean, that's going back a bit. Bring Mark Strickland back as well was very important, although we had to film this part in New Zealand. Oh, did I call it? But it's fine. However, this lavish shoot may seem, as lavish as this shoot may seem, at least by the standards of most trailers, it's an undoubtedly low budget compared to the latest episode of Doctor Who: The War Between the Land and the Sea. And much better, frankly, right? We only shoot for 1 or 2 days max. We keep the material, well, it makes sense. Hang on. We keep the material at a minimum, and we have to do a lot of in a short space of time. But I'm able to harness the talents of people like Chris Thompson, who did the visual effects for the Season 15 trailer, Final Battle. That, we looked at that last show. That was awesome, right? That was genuinely awesome. It's really freed me up to think on a bigger scale. With Chris's help, we're able to actually show actions from the Time War. I mean, yeah, he really did. He really pulled it off. But it was huge, interesting moment. And with this Season 21 trailer, I know that Chris will help us get to the fact that Mark isn't in the same room as Peter and Janet. We'll use VFX to bring him in. That's the freedom of feeding his narrative. Yeah, look, this stuff is just so much easier to do nowadays. I mean, it's just bottom line. He could probably have just filmed it on his phone. Maybe he should have brushed his hair first. I don't know. Pete's careful planning hasn't prevented him from being agile when necessary. The Doctor's new sonic screwdriver broke when we're on location in Butler's Wall, so I changed the script that day, and the Doctor has trouble. Getting the sonic to activate the Trion data beacon, so he hits the beacon to make it work. In that way, the problem with the sonic prop actually gave us something there that we didn't have before, which was kind of fun. See, this is the thing. This is why having small budgets is really good, because it forces you to think on your feet. And it almost always comes up with better stuff, right? It really does. It almost always comes up with better stuff. There was a potentially more serious problem when Janet Fields struggled with the cobbled streets in Shad Thames. Janet hurt herself on location. What, did she trip on a stone? There we go. Okay. By the way, what was it? It was on Downstream that talked about where the sonic screwdriver prop came from. And they're basically Captain Scarlet props, right? The top is a microphone from Captain Scarlet. The bottom is like a gear from Captain Scarlet. I was fascinated. Simon Horton did that. That was truly fascinating, right? I really, really liked that. I don't have a new chop to get around the fact she's injured. Originally, when the Doctor and Tegan came into the warehouse, they were supposed to find a dead soldier on the floor. They were going to crouch down. We planned some very cool shots looking up at them as they examine the body. We can't do that because Janet can't bend a knee. Luckily, there's a staircase there, so we position our soldier there instead, which is a bit more comfortable for Janet. Anyway, yeah, again, not being able to throw limitless money at something is a good thing, right? It is a good thing. It genuinely is. I don't know. I mean, I felt the same way about the special edition they did of Day of the Daleks, right? I mean, it looks fantastic, but it was done on a cheap budget, right? I love that special edition of Day of the Daleks. James Sutton is on the other side of the makeshift green room, still dressed in a futuristic soldier, but happily very much alive. Well, I'm glad you didn't kill anybody for the shoot, right? I think that's probably a good thing. Aside from playing a corpse, James has numerous other roles in production. They should have you should have had, a policeman with an automatic pistol, right? Come out as they walk away from the TARDIS. Down, 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 down. Oh, that would have been cool. Aside from playing, the Doctor's upgrade at Sonic Stream is helping create the Trion data beacon. He even brought it along one of the vintage Dalek. He even brought along one of the vintage Daleks in the basement. It's known as Dalek 1-7. This is because the top half is what we believe from the first Dalek prop ever made in '63. Really? Wow. Well, the bottom half is from the seventh Dalek that was made for the chase. Blimey. And they repainted and cobbled together, right? That's an impressive pedigree. I mean, why don't you just buy one from who was it? This Planet Earth, I think. They sell Daleks. Yeah. It's an impressive pedigree that earns admiration of Peter Davison amongst others. In between takes, Dalek 1-7 was already something approximating a resurrection livery, thanks to the on-screen appearance in 1988's Remembrance of the Daleks. Okay. Press the wrong button. I'm terribly sorry. It required some temporary modifications for the suit. I created a new resurrection-style eye stalk for it and added the oval, which was made by Andy Hopkins and Mark Barton Hill, to the box section on the front. What? You made a new what? Made a new eye stalk. Didn't that go to the dome section? Yeah, let's see what this cutout is over here. Raising the roof. Destination Daleks. Daleks belongs to Mark Barton Hill, who built it with Matthew Woodhouse. I love it when people build their own Daleks. It's so cool. They arrived at Butler's Wharf at 7 a.m. and the smudges of blue paint on their fingers is a testament to the last-minute hacks we've been making to the props while the sonic screwdriver scene was being filmed with Peter and Janet. Okay, this scene sounds very traditionally Doctor Who. They're painting as they filmed it. The nearby Shad Thames, in nearby Shad Thames, the TARDIS is fiberglass replica, precisely modeled on the dimension of the vintage BBC prop. Well, that's cool. I think I'd rather have a wooden one though. It does, however, incorporate some sections of the real thing. It's got the original windows and the original sign from the door, explains Mark. Blimey, this stuff is really cool. Okay, again, you have to have all this stuff donated because it's cheap as chips. Which is, again, I think that's what Doctor Who should be. Doctor Who should be a little bit disposable, right? I think that's what the trouble is. It just makes too much money. There's too many people like it, right? And it just, again, it's too valuable a property now, and they just put too much money into it. In 1997, I worked on the pantomime with former producer John Nathan Turner, and he gave me a Fresnel lamp that we were using on the roof day. What the hell is a Fresnel lamp? So at least we got some of the TARDIS. Okay, I'm going to look up what a Fresnel lamp is. Now, we'll ask Grok. Grok knows everything, right? Grok knows everything. What is a Fresnel lamp? Thinking. 21 results. Fresnel lamp, also called a Fresnel Fresnel lantern, or simply Fresnel, is a type of light spotlight that can uses a special lens to produce a smooth, soft-edged beam of light. It's named after the French physicist Augustus Jean Fresnel, who invented it in the 1820s. Okay, so it's a light, right? It's a lamp, right? Why am I not surprised? Fresnel lamp. The TARDIS is positioned on a slightly sloping ground, which means the doors jam when Peter and Janet try to open them. The interpretation solution requires Matt to stand inside the prop, maintaining its flimsy rectangular position while hiding behind a black drape. He's holding the TARDIS up. Okay. Jokes Peter, but Matt insists that the prop is perfectly safe. Okay, you can say as much as you like. I'm not getting that. Even though it starts leading again the moment he lets go. That's not perfectly safe, mate. That's not perfectly safe. Has Matt ever heard the secrets? Heard in secrets while sharing in the inside of a police box. Peter and Dan had been rehearsing their lines while I was waiting for them to cue, so I try not to interrupt them. He says, I don't think Jenna even knew I was up there. I was in there for a couple of takes, so she was quite surprised when I stepped out behind the curtain. Well, that does happen when you step up behind curtains, right? Okay. James offered to loan the prop when he heard the Daleks were going to be in the trailer. I said to Pete, if you want to use my Dalek that was actually in Resurrection, I think I can make that happen. You use a Dalek. I said, okay. Pete was very excited by the idea and said, "I don't worry about the cost. I just thought it would be a really special, fun thing to do." Well, dude, you should worry about the cost. One thing led to another, and James ended up on an on-screen role. Later, I said to Pete, if you need somebody who's about 6 foot tall to play a random person in the background or something, let me know. And he said, do you know what? I do. Okay. Should have been a policeman. Okay, I'm sorry. James assembled his own costume as a soldier and carried the same prop gun that Georgia Tennant, named Moffat, used in The Doctor's Daughter. Okay. Georgia, of course, is a flaming harpy bitch from hell, right? And I only say that about it because I'm so fond of her. James assembled his own Doctor's Daughter, and of course Peter Davison, being Peter Davison's actual. Do you have a picture of that? Is that the gun? Below right, Paul was like no, below left. James Sutton as a soldier with the prop gun, first time in The Doctor's Daughter. Okay. I like that they had those little gas pellet things that like made it fire like fire. As James points out in the highlights, his impressively weathered costume, it's clear that this production is punching well above its weight. Well, the thing is, it always does because people love Doctor Who. I mean, like, again, no matter how shit they make it, people still love Doctor Who. It's really incredible, right? It's just really incredible how much people still love Doctor Who. What is this morning? I thought, if I'm going to be in Doctor Who, then I want to look as cool as possible, even if I'm playing a dead person. In the green room, the conversation turns to the damaged sonic screwdriver. Accents aside, Pete Davidson is so comfortable wielding the prop that it seems a shame that it was taken away from his Doctor in the Visitation. Fantastic story. I love the Visitation. I really didn't mind when I really didn't mind when the Trepolis blew it up. He admits. Even I was aware it was a little too useful. There's much more useful now. Every time the Doctor had the problem, it was he activates an imaginary sonic screwdriver in front of us to illustrate the point. Whatever the problem was, it seemed to solve. Yeah, it did lead to a bit of lazy writing. I agree. There was an idea that we never quite realized that the Doctor would have to make do with whatever he had in his pocket, bits of string, cricket balls or whatever, rather than the easy option of the sonic screwdriver. It became a bit of a get out of jail free card. That's fair. That's the same reason they got rid of K9, right? I mean, it really was, wasn't it? Man, I remember, who was it? Peter Davison being interviewed, I think, on Swap Shop, right, before he took the role. And some kid phoned in and said, please, can you save K9? He said, well, he's going to be gone by the time I start, so I don't think I can. Dr. Magazine points out a lot of people miss the old Sonic. Really, says Peter, sounding generally concerned for a moment. We're certainly glad it's back. And Pete McTeague is I mean, honestly, you know what one of my favorite Sonics was? The one from the TV movie that Paul McGann held upside down. We're certainly glad it's back. And Pete McTeague is happy to acquire the prop for his own collection. I hope it's possible to repair it. How can it not be possible to repair it, says Peter. And James reassures him that it will receive the necessary TLC when he returns to his workshop. Downstairs, Mark Barton Hill and John Kelly have been operating the two Daleks in the spearhead of the attack. Mark bought one of the props and John bought two others. Man, it's one thing having one Dalek. Having two is a bit of indulgence, I would have thought. Two others. We initially thought thought the only way down to the room was via a narrow set of iron stairs, and there's pipework around those stairs as well. He said Daleks and stairs don't go together. Well, they did since Remembrance of the Daleks, right? Again, he looks disturbingly like Chris Chibnall over here, right? Disturbingly like Chris Chibnall. Who is that? Who's that with him? Bottom right, bottom left over here. Peter Evans, Janet, and Russell Minton. That's who it is. With Pete Mateague. I lost my place. Yep. Come back. But I immediately realized you couldn't even fit a Dalek skirt through that narrow doorway. At the back of the building, let alone down the stairs, the skirt sections are heavy, so lifting them over the pipework would have been impossible. Mark and John eventually gained entrance through the front of the building. We pushed our Daleks along the main street, getting some very funny looks along the way. I hope this filming isn't supposed to be a secret because everybody saw us. There's no secrets of Doctor Who. When you're filming in location, there's no secrets, baby. There is no secrets. I turned the skirt around on my Dalek and sort of hugged it to my tummy as I walked down the stairs, says Mark. He and James are still smarting from the ordeal. I'm sure we bloody were. It's a fantastic location, other than it's an awful location. And it looks amazing. It doesn't look that good. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I wish I could say it did. It just doesn't. Following on from the HaGeffen shoot, the next piece of the jigsaw was the footage of Mark Strickson's performance as a holographic Turlough. Having long since outgrown the Brenton School uniform, Turlough was wearing a more futuristic outfit. Yeah, it looked just weird. It looks like he's part of a cult over here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see what this is. This guy does the special effects. House hunting. Location manager Andrew Stocker is a veteran of the collection trailers. He previously worked on the shoots for season 9, 20, and 15. Defenders of the Earth, the season 9 trailer was filmed at Rick. Oh, yeah, that's I call Lesbians of the Deep, right? Because within the first 3 seconds, they point out the two characters are gay. I mean, what? Did they just come from Starfleet Academy? I don't know. At regular Cays in Bristol and the Lady Bay Beach near Cleveland, Somerset. The Passenger, the season 20 trailer, required a spooky funfair setting. As Andrew explains, hunting for more mundane suburban locations can prove more just as challenging. I found 5 options for Tegan's house in the season 20 trailer. He remembers. I showed all 5 to Pete, and when we got close to the last one, I thought, I got this feeling. I got a feeling this is it, and that was one Pete chose. Well, better luck because that was the last one. The house with the yellow hallway and the amazing kitchen. That owner was happy for us to take over their home and went out their way to make the experience great. Well, everybody likes a great experience with Tegan. So we filmed. If you're going to shag Tegan, would you rather normal Tegan or Mara Tegan? I think Mara Tegan's going to be way hotter in bed. Just things that these are the things that occur to me. So we filmed Janet, and there were there in the afternoon, and it took her location. It took her to the funfair location, which was the Adventure Island theme park in Southend. Pete wanted to appear it to be isolated and quiet, so we had to wait until it got dark before we got filmed with Janet and Sarah. We were there until 2:30 in the morning. Okay, Final Battle, which was the best one they did. The epic trailer of the season 15 box set starred Louise Jameson. Come back here. And was set during the Time War. I found a quarry for us to use, and we drove a buggy there. Of course, the buggy left tire tracks, and you wouldn't expect to see that on the surface of Gallifrey. So he went to the nearest B&Q and bought a rake. I nicknamed it the Rake of Rassilon. Oh, there's a pic from the film. This is the Rake of Rassilon. But again, you can do all these effects like basically from your laptop now. I wanted a costume that invoked his school uniform in some way. How? So it was a kind of grey suit with a Nuru collar, much like the Master used to have, says Pete, but we added blue piping to reflect Turlo's school tie. You can't see it. It's all blue, right? We got Mark's measurements, and we had the costume made in the UK, then shipped out to you couldn't buy overalls in New Zealand, like Amazon New Zealand. Really? The small crew filmed Mark against a green screen while Pete directed it over Zoom from a hotel room in London. Why can you do it from your home? Why are you paying for a hotel? It was incredible that Mark gave us the emotional performance that you did, which was essentially a Zoom link, but with no actors to work opposite. Turlo was always going to be a hologram, but I scripted in the way that Mark could either be there in person or not. Turned out he couldn't be there because he couldn't actually be with us in London, but we made it work, and it's it was such a thrill having the character back on screen after so long. I tend to agree. I do tend to agree. Destination Daleks was met with a rapturous response. Look, I wouldn't say rapturous. I wouldn't call it rapturous. We liked it, and we liked Season 21. Pete, calm down. I don't read comments online. Liar, says Pete. Yes, you do, because that way madness lies. I've had some great feedback from friends and colleagues. Many online comments that Pete hasn't looked at have pointed out the story ends on an intriguing cliffhanger. And will we ever find out what happens to Dr. Tegan and Turlo? Yes, he says constantly before ending on the cliffhanger zone. There will be a part 2, but it will be in a different medium. I guess he means he's going to do a Big Finish story. I guess he thinks he means he's going to do a Big Finish story. What other medium is there? Right? Unless they're planning on actually doing this content for YouTube. Right? But it's essentially the same medium. Well, that is it. It was worth reading that article just to get to that one little snippet. It must be. If it's different medium, it must be Big Finish. Right? Must be Big Finish. Right? That's the only thing I can think of. Speaking of Big Finish, there's a new trailer out. Let's have a look at it. Doink. Share screen. Nope. Wrong thing. Share screen. Come on. Where is it? So this is the 9th Doctor Adventures. I have to tell you, the range has been a bit of a damp squib.
47th century is...
I mean, it's all been set on contemporary 2005 Earth, right? And I'm just finding it a bit of a dull slog, frankly. We've had 3 stories in a row, and they're bi-monthly, which just it takes so long, right? They really, honestly, if Big Finish was on the top of its game right now, it would have been done. They could have just put it out weekly, and it probably would have done better, right? It probably would have done much better. Let's have a look.
The 47th century is Earth's second dark age. No record survives. Hardly anything, anyway. Just like last time. Except last time, there was a story. Only one story. Like a candle in the dark.
What was it about?
Monsters.
Well, I have to tell you, I do like a bit of Eccleston, right? I do like a bit of Eccleston. I cannot deny that.
Big Finish Productions, The 9th Doctor Adventures, Cloud 8.
One big holiday in the sky. Sounds like paradise, right, Doctor?
Sure.
Please.
And it's really nice having Billy Piper and Christopher Eccleston back together again. Right, I wish they had more of a season arc.
Please, can our guests stay the night? It's almost curfew after all.
Of course, but if they want to.
Rose, we can have a sleepover, like real sisters in the films.
Doctor?
Fine.
That sounds a bit weird.
But nobody's curling my hair.
10 minutes to curfew. 10 minutes to curfew.
The algorithm has calculated.
Do you think after they finish doing the classic series, they'll do the collection for the modern series? because they really could do, couldn't they? Right? That'd be great. Imagine getting Christopher Eccleston back to a trailer.
Calculated the optimum amount of sleep for all of us. The curfew is for our benefit.
But it's just a suggestion, right? Not the law. So, like, if you went out after curfew, nothing bad would happen to you.
You're an adult, Chihiro. You don't have to go to bed if you're not tired.
It's good for us. Routine is important for sleep. If you don't sleep, you get sick.
That's like quite a good little interesting story. You're actually getting me interested in this. This is a good trailer.
What big teeth it has!
What happens if you turn up somewhere, some planet, looks nice, everybody happy? It's just nice. That ever happened to you?
Not very often.
It was horrible.
Really doesn't happen very often. He's right.
I know, but it's over now. You're all right. It was just a nightmare.
What's a nightmare?
A bad dream.
Oh, and what's a dream?
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
I'm actually kind of surprised. That was a really solid trailer, right? That was who's writing this one? Let's have a look. Hang on, share screen. This comes out next month. At least they're getting off planet last. Okay, Laura Movie and Stephen Pringle. They've actually done a lot of good stuff together, as I recall. Let's have a look. Okay. None of this is looking that great. Oh, yeah, the Quintessence, right? That was solid. Quintessence was really... $30 is too expensive, but that was probably one of their best releases in a long time. That was really genuinely solid. Okay. So, what's it say about it? I just watched the... Is this a different trailer? Hang on. There's a different trailer for it. Let's download it. Have a look. Watch this trailer too. Okay.
One big holiday in the sky. Sounds like paradise, right, Doctor?
Sure.
10 minutes to curfew. 10 minutes.
It sounds very similar to Macroterror.
To curfew.
Routine is important for sleep.
So none of you have ever broken curfew?
You don't have to go to bed if you're not tired.
What big teeth it has!
Yeah, that was pretty darn solid. They're really winning me over with this story here. So, backstage. Cast. Again, they got these nice little casts. They're going to travel to the 47th century second Dark Age, but when they arrive in the floating box city of the High Wycombe, it's more like a paradise. The residents live an existence of endless leisure and sleep at night, sleep blissful, dreamless sleep. But cracks soon begin to show in the perfect polished surface. And saying, I'm buying this. This sounds really good. And something terrible is brewing in the mind of the teenager Elsa. Something ancient and hungry. Something that sounds like a nightmare. Well, that sounds pretty damn solid. It does, doesn't it? So there's a Paul McGann. This is McGannery. So they're having a big sale for Paul McGann stuff. Don't bother, okay? No, none of this. Do not touch any of this shit. Anything with Audacity, just stay far away from, right? Yeah, this is all shit. This one's not even out yet. Man, these are just too expensive. I'm sorry. Time War wasn't bad, but $33 is too much, right? It's too much. Cass, you can just kind of ignore that Time War stuff. Oh, God, Stranded. Stranded is where it went off the rails, sadly. Ravenous was also a bit shit. Doom Coalition I like, but again, they're just overcharging. They're really overcharging. That was it. Not that impressive, right? Not that impressive. Is there any news? Looking back at the Eighth Doctor's audio debut, I guess that's the anniversary of that this month, right? Which is why it's McGannery. Okay, what's Back to the Future for the Fourth Doctor? Lethal Progress. When's this due out? June. Okay, I'm not rushing for June. Are you kidding me? This month, I think this month is the month that I'm not buying anything from Big Finish. Yep. Okay, this is worth it. $16 for this, totally worth it. Eighth Doctor and Charlie Pollard, Series 1. So what they have? Storm Warning, freaking awesome. Sword of Orion, somewhat disappointing, however, because that was a great fan, audio visual story, but it didn't really translate that well over to the style of the Eighth Doctor. Stones of Venice, though, freaking incredible. Like one of the all-time greats. I absolutely love that. Right, Minuet in Hell, a little bit embarrassingly bad. Right, a little bit, but that's about the right price for that. Right, it is about the right price for that. Lonely No More. You're going to stay lonely, mate. You're not getting any sales. I think I'm going to get this. Just because it's got what's his name? John Coltrane doing the Delgado Master. $60 and this is too much. I'm sorry. Time tunnel, no. This I'm going to get. Fine. So we'll get this month. Next month is Legacy of Time. And we got 3 things to get. Legacy of Time, Ninth Doctor Adventures, Cloud 8. And who's writing this one? Alan Barnes. Okay, so I'm going to get this as well. I mean, because I like, man, it's a expensive month next month. But, you know, I cut down on my Big Finish buying a lot, right? I really like to give this a try, but I don't like the writers. Yeah. Although Beth Axford, that's kind of like, I've warmed up to her somewhat. Right, she used to be a little bit excruciating. What's the video they got? Oh, that's the. Fair enough. Jodie, go away. No, Space Security. No. Oh, I guess I'm getting this one as well. Blimey, Stephen Newman's got a new one out. And then Minister who's right from the Fourth Doctor. Robert Valentine. Okay, yeah. Well, man, they got me for a few things over the next couple of months. Wow. So I get, okay, 11th Doctor, first question. I think you're out of luck, mate. Unit Ears Hostile, no. Zygon Sentry, no. I went to the third one, I was kind of bored. Dark Gallifrey, would you just stop? Oh, just stop with the Dark Gallifrey. Nobody interested. Like, literally no one's interested, mate. Dark Gallifrey sucks ass. Sadly, right? Sadly. What can I tell you? Anyway, what else we got? I've got a couple of little colorized clips. Where is it? Colorized clip from the Mind Robber. Let's check this out.
Well, then presumably we've landed. So why isn't the scanner showing anything?
Made by the TARDIS man. Is this done by hand or is this done by AI?
No, why? Well, then presumably we've landed. So why isn't the scanner showing anything?
They got the flesh tones really, really good there, right? I think that works quite well. So a quick look at the general genre news. I don't think there's anything going on that anybody cares about. Let's have a look. Share screen. Right, DC destroys Marvel in 2025 books. I don't care. Captain Marvel cancelled again. Like, they just won't get a hint, will they? I mean, they stopped making the movies, thank God. 20 years later, Bone Temple massively bombs. Yeah, look, the last one wasn't that good. Zack Snyder shares throwback video of Gal Gadot's first Wonder Woman. Okay. Let's have a look. Is there an Instagram video downloader? Yeah, 1 second. Let's have a check. Instagram video downloader. Have a look. Okay, so view on Instagram, I guess. Okay, 1 second. Let's see if we can download that. What happened there? Download. Oh, there you go. Download. Close. Is it downloading? There you go. Share screen. Well, it's kind of underwhelming. She's a good-looking girl, though, that Gal Gadot. I wouldn't kick her out of bed, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Zack Snyder's new Justice League plans, even as James Gunn is kept quiet. Okay, it's not going to happen. Oh, I think it's likely that he will do a Dark Knight Returns adaptation in the James Gunn verse, right? Or as a Elseworlds thing. Chris Nolan said he won't be directing at Netflix. Fine. Why Snyder's Justice League thinking has changed regarding Snyder's potential changes to his original Justice League sequel plans. The insider plot isn't that Snyder's randomly rewriting the past. Is that the entire superhero market is different than when he originally did. I guess that's true. We can argue that this studio sold fans on a long runway plans. Now the pitch seems to be more flexible. So what is his new plan? He's adapting to where the genre is. Okay, but I don't think it's going to happen. So what are the plans? They're different plans of what they're saying. The only chance for this not to happen is that the Trump administration stops it. Daphne Keane plays sex worker in gritty crime films with Edian, whatever his name is. Invincible Season 4 started off. We looked at the Darth Maul trailer last time. He-Man, I think, looks good. A lot of people disagree. Star Trek Starfleet character Rob Picardo claims that negative reviews are coming from created by bots. No, they're not. It's shit, right? It's shit, right? It's absolutely shit. I don't know how to tell you that it's shit, right? Anti-anarchists call for boycott of Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, please, fuck off, right? Why is she walking around barefoot? This is something I want to know. Because I written my character was barefoot, and I love that. That kind of opened up the whole idea of what she might be like physically for me, she added. I had to do it with her being part Lanthian, and so what was that to do with my name, which is Walter? Oh, God, go away. I'm sorry, I can't. You know what? I cannot get any interest to read anything about that shit, right? I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up and head off in sunset. And I'm back on Thursday night. Oh, just losing my keeper. Who knows or dares to dream where I or the world will be at time. They're saying there's probably going to be a war this weekend. I'm like, oh, fuck off, another one. Leave me alone. So if there's a war, I might be not on. If there is, I might be. I don't know. Who knows or dares to dream. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hit the end.